I'll always say was the seed to whatever successes I saw in the realm of, whether deploying it at an enterprise level, but most importantly, overcoming resistance to change, which is kind of a key theme when you're thinking about human systems. I mean, from an overcoming resistance perspective, Gary, before I even go into tools, I typically will zoom out and ask the question, why are we doing this? Why is the organization doing this?
So when you talk about strategic alignment, I often think of the start with why, right? Do you remember Simon Sinek's book? He talks about start with why, the importance of starting with why. And I was thinking about, as you were talking about that, how critical that is when it comes to managing resistance, right? If people understand the why, then they're less likely to be resistant.
Well, yeah, I've seen that play out several times. And I talked about critical levers. I think that articulating that why in a way that's true to them is one of the most critical levers in overcoming resistance. So the key qualifier being in a way that's true to them, and the how we do it is probably more important than what we're doing. And so making sure that frontline staff and having the tools and the approach to engage frontline staff is designed into the way we do business. In this case, into the way we design strategy becomes critical to success and becomes a clear symptom and evidence of inclusion by design rather than inclusion by posters or emails or speak.
This is where we talk about the counter to intuitiveness of the lean thinking, right? Is that you slow down to speed up, right? And if you think about what catchball is and Hoshin Connery is, it's about making sure you engage all the stakeholders, to reduce resistance, because when you don't have resistance, it's like anything. You're going to go a lot smoother and a lot faster. You're going to speed up.
Yeah, the final thing I'll just touch on is when we think about overcoming resistance to change, and this is something I learned over time, is to ask yourself as a change leader or someone responsible for this deployment, in my case, later on in my career. What is my role in the resistance? Do I have any role I'm playing in turning up resistance? And be very honest with yourself about that. I always say this, that most people that are successful at leading and navigating resistance to change, the change is aimed at a cause that benefits the whole. Number one, it's driven by a competent leader with credibility, not just technical credibility, but emotional intelligence, EQ credibility. Successfully lead this change, they typically take a very critical personal risk. And that risk is tied to their own personal change and learning.
If you got value out of this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe.